Welcome to News, Booze, and What We Choose with Danielle and Dami.
Grab a drink, get the news, and come hang with us. Woohoo!
Cheers.
Cheers! Cheers!
Ooh, liquid death. Which one's that one?
This one is Cherry Obituary. This is a special shout out to whatever her face is from Full House. And
Oh, Candace Cameron.
Candace Cameron, eat your heart out.
You're allowing, it's a portal. It's a portal. Um, well, I'm having probably a glass and a half probably during this whole thing because today is actually Tuesday. So I still have work tomorrow. But I'm drinking a Sauvignon Blanc Clos de Boeuf. I really like this one. It tastes really yummy, so I'm probably gonna still get it, but
Can you give us
same old same.
a shot of the bottle? Which one is this?
Oh, Clos de Boeuf.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. hmm
Not doing it.
I know. It never
Where
worked.
I know. There we go, a little
But
bit.
now I know.
There we go.
Mm.
Um, no, they do really good whites. I don't know if they have any other kinds actually. I've never had a red from them. But their Sauvignon Blanc is delicious. It's like if you really want that crisp white,
Mm-hmm.
this is the one to go. But yeah, it is Tuesday. So we're doing this early because day after tomorrow is my boa's birthday. Yes, both of them. One is turning 3, the other is turning 5. So I'm gonna have to decorate the whole living room. So when they wake up, um, that's my plan for tomorrow night,
Yep.
when they go to sleep. So instead of recording tomorrow, I'm gonna do today. So then I can decorate the whole living room like slasher summer camp because Forrest's favorite holiday is Halloween. And why it's long for the ride. So he'll probably have an opinion next year.
Oh,
But he also loves Halloween. So it's going to
yes.
be summer camp vibes with for like they have the tent already. I'm going to roll out a sleeping bag, put a fake blow up fire in the center, and
Cute.
then probably do s'mores or something for their actual birthday. And then my cousins were so kind to lend us their house and backyard. So you are driving down
Mhm.
with your bibis and Charlie, and then, or driving up, I guess, driving up. Um, and yeah, so it's just gonna be literally two handfuls of us, just chilling in their backyard. And we're gonna do the whole thing very sleepaway camp vibes. So gonna have bring the tent up, basically gonna take all the decoration from here,
Mm-hmm.
bring it there, set up like a balloon arch, and then for the food. You can know. The
Can
kids will be, it'll be surprise for the kids.
can can I call you out lovingly on the question that you asked me yesterday? Because I feel like if anyone's listening, I feel like they would get a kick out of it. It was pretty good.
What?
About the beef.
Oh, yeah, because what we're going to do for food is since it's going to be like later afternoon and run into dinner time, I'm
Mhm.
thinking like a couple hours of swim fun, all the water stuff, and then that'll be the time that my cousins will get home from work because they just have to work till like normal hours. And
Mhm.
then they'll turn on the barbecue and we're going to do burgers. I'll have vegan ones and regular meat for the other folk. But the cheese is going to be in shape of jack-o'-lanterns.
Cute.
And then, yeah, so the beef question, you can take that away.
Danielle texted me and she asked me if prime rib was a burger meat.
No, there is. There were patties made that said prime rib burgers.
Were they prime? I was like, I wonder if she means prime. Because
No, it said prime rib.
prime rib. And they were burger patties.
Hmm.
Interesting. How much
They
were
also
they?
have, they weren't bad. They were, so that's the reason I was going to get them is because they were on sale. And I'm like, oh, cool. I can get two 4 packs. So there'd be enough for if anybody wanted seconds. That again, of the people who eat meat. And it was like, I think originally 13.99 for 4 patties, and then it's on sale for 9.99.
So prime rib is like a cut of
Yeah.
like
That's the
normally
one that everyone eats and it's pink, right?
yeah, you would do a steak, so it's like made specially. And there's like House of Prime rib. So I've never seen, but there's also prime like like meat. Oh, it's like let me see this.
Come on. Here, I'm going to turn off my blur
There's
background.
like
Hold on.
also prime like beef that is like a
No,
higher
so
grade of
it
beef.
literally is
So I was like, I
called,
wonder if she means that.
no, right? So it says the prime, but then here, come on.
Come on.
Come on. How close do I have to get? It says prime rib. Come on. There we go. Prime. Oh, oh,
Real beef
prime.
patty.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then, and they also have, I know you're probably like this idiot. They also have tri-tip beef patties, Wagyu beef patties, and Angus beef patties.
Wagyu makes sense. I guess
Well,
Angus does too. I guess it's just all like
I
maybe
already
a
got it.
80/20 is totally normal though. Like that's like, and for like a kid's party and you're not like, it's generally
Well,
pretty
no,
good too.
I'm
Was
gonna
it?
do, I'm gonna put seasonings in it, so don't think it's just gonna be like plain
Oh
meat.
yeah, yeah. No, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying just like when you have a party like and it's a small, I would just do 80/20 like anyway,
Yeah.
unless you're like I don't know. Every once in a while, we'll go to Costco and we'll get like, some kind of like fun. What is it? There's a Wagyu, ground Wagyu, and like Charlie will make burgers or something like that. But I mean, I
How
just
do
was
you make
thinking
your
like,
burgers? Because my dad would always put an egg, seasonings, and some breadcrumbs.
that sounds like a meatball. I
No, he would make, that's how he would make his
My
burgers.
dad did that too, though. That does sound familiar. I think Charlie just does salt and pepper and then yeah, just kind of keeps it simple.
So you can
Um
taste the flesh.
Probably. I don't know, you can look up some smash burger techniques 'cause those are really good.
No, that's funny that you say that because I bought smash burger seasoning for the burgers.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And you just like
Yes.
you grill the onions and then you smash it. Smash burgers are really thin, so you could do
Oh,
like
well, they don't, no,
the
they don't have a Blackstone. They don't have a Blackstone.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
it's gonna be regular barbecue.
Burgers, yeah. Okay. No,
But
I'm
it's
excited.
the seasoning says smash burger seasoning. So,
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
but yeah.
Anyways, well, I'm excited to go. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it might just be me. I'm still not sure. Charlie was like, what if you go and I go see Superman? And it's almost his birthday. So I was like, ah, all right.
Okay, well, thanks for telling me now after I already got all the food.
I'll bring his portion home. I don't know.
There
Like,
you go. Well, I'm not going to need all the extra meat left over. So I'm going to probably send you home with meat. Brittany will be here because she gets in on Friday. So she's actually going straight to their house.
hmm
Um, but she gets in on Friday, and so uh she eats meat. So I guess she can also eat some
Yeah.
leftovers too.
Yeah. Maybe your boys will try it too. You can always put it like in like mac and cheese.
That's true. I don't have to make all of it in burgers. Well, no. I mean, if I knew that Charlie wasn't coming, I would definitely have gotten
He
less.
still
I
might
got
come.
like
Let
the
me talk.
big.
I'll talk to him.
Okay. All right. Well, let me keep me posted because yeah,
Okay.
definitely would love to see you both. I mean, I attended both of your kids' first and second birthdays. I would love
Yeah.
to have him partake in my children's birthdays. I've known him actually technically longer than you, so
I,
he should
don't
stop being a
tell
little
him that.
punky. I
It'll go
know.
over
I'll
his head.
be like a rude ass baby. You better come to my children's birthday. Um, say that. I've
Um,
been to both of theirs, and I drove there both ways, long
mhm.
distance because I lived in Paso at the time for the first one.
A
So it was
long
like
distance. Yeah.
2 hours and 45 one way, 2 hours and 45 back the other way.
That is
So
love. That is true love. Thank you.
exactly. So
Um,
Charlie, get with it.
get with it.
Um,
I just told
but
him I
no,
was like, I want to see Superman too. Like, can you?
yeah,
I'll
just
talk to him.
wait.
Um,
Uh,
but anyways, what else is going on? Anything else?
Not really. I mean, Fourth of July passed and it felt really weird. Like it didn't feel like celebratory-ish.
No.
So I took the boys to Splash Pad Parks. We did a park tour.
Mm.
Um, and of course, when we get there, they didn't want to actually get wet, so they were watching the Splash Pad Park. So that was fine. But it was just funny because I'm like, I'm taking you to these parks and you're not even going in the water. You're
I heard
in bathing suits.
I heard they're really awesome. Someone at work was telling me about all the awesome splash pads around you. And like
Oh
a
my God. Well,
full
because
water park.
it gets so freaking hot out here. It's like they kind of have to. Otherwise, the parks would be desolate during the summer because it would be too hot for kids to play, unless you go at like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning. So maybe next time you come out, you'll have to come out for like an overnight. And like I said, because for the kids' birthday present from me, other than obviously the little shindig, is
Mhm.
going to be, which I already got early, but they got a full-size bed.
Yeah, I
So
saw
you
that.
can sleep on their Minecraft sheets if you come out.
Adorable. Well, yeah, yeah, it was a weird 4th of July. Um, I was camping, and so I was completely like away from it, and we like just stuck around the campground. I think like if we had gone to the lake on the 4th, it might have felt different. But we went the next day.
Weren't you right by the water though?
We were a mile away, so you could,
Whoa.
it might have been like a little less than a mile, but with toddlers, we all kind of drove for Lake Day. And then like were able to find parking, went down, and we went after nap too, so it was like later in the evening, which was kind of nice,
Which
because
lake?
it's a Pinecrest.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Really, really pretty. In fact, a friend of mine who went, she also sent me this article where they said that Pinecrest had apocalyptic like crowds. I don't know if it was apocalyptic. It seems like a little bit much. But
I
it's
feel like that would be Lake Tahoe has apocalyptic. Did you see
yeah.
that they had like 1,000 tons of 1,000 pounds of trash
Oh
that people
no.
left behind, and that's like they're gonna get their people are gonna like not be able to do 4th of July on the lake anymore.
Yeah. I think Pinecrest had some of that too, and they're trying to think of like how they can negate that and putting in stricter like regulations. I I okay, I had like an environmental moment where I was like, I don't know what to do, and anyone who's listening, go ahead and judge me. I kind of feel bad already, but I was like, okay. So I went to Five Below and I bought floaties,
Hmm.
like two floaties for Charlie and I to like hold the boys in and go in the water. I wasn't thinking that we would only go one day, but we only were able to go one day. And so I was like, if I leave these here, like away from the shore, maybe someone tomorrow will play with them and like utilize them because they're just going to be empty. So I did that. And I was like, but then as we were leaving, I was like, wait, I don't know if I should do this. Like, what if people were like, this is like trash, but it's still, they were like blown up floaties. They were perfectly in good condition. But I also feel really bad. Like now I'm part of the problem. So shame,
You're
shame.
such a little tree hugger. Look at you. You're like me.
Oh, I really am. I really love the environment and I want to do like, what's right. But yeah, I was like, if I bring these back to the campground, then I'm just throwing them in the trash and nobody's gonna use them, right?
The only thing I would probably have done is put like if you had tape, it's probably not like something you packed.
No.
Tape a sign that says free for anyone.
Yeah.
Because I think then there might have been people who would have been like too honest and not wanted to take someone else's floaties they thought people were
Take
coming
the
back for.
floaties. Take them. Yeah. Hopefully, my guess is that if it was equally as busy as it was the day that we went, then hopefully someone was like, dude, these have been here all day and no one has sat on them. I'm doing it. Do
Dude,
it.
dude. How were the boys? Because I know that you like started prepping pretty like a couple weeks early. Did they do well in their little race car beds and stuff that were race car
They
sleeping bags?
they loved the race car beds. And then Charlie and I were like, we can fit in the race car beds with them. And it was so cold at night that we were like, body warm. So we divided and conquered, and we each slept in a race car bed with them. It was really cute, and really snuggly to like just cuddle with your toddler. Um, yeah, it was cute. The only thing I wrote in the notes was dirty, dirty, dirty little toddlers. Holy hell, I had no idea just how dirty you could get camping.
Oh
In
my
fact,
God, you get dirt, you get so dusty, just like your body. If then when you take the shower, did you have showers at the place that you camped?
no showers.
Oh
No,
no.
we went to,
Ew.
yeah, we didn't we didn't shower from we showered on Sunday, but we left on Friday. So I mean it wasn't like horrible, but yeah, we were all pretty dirty. The campgrounds didn't
Wait,
have showers.
you showered Friday and left on Sunday.
No, we showered Friday before we left. The boys got a bath
Okay.
Thursday night, because we left Friday morning, and
Okay,
then
so you said that you showered Sunday and left Friday. So I was like, you went a whole week?
I did shower on Sunday when we got back home.
I know, but you did it backwards. So I was
Oh,
like, wait, you left for an entire week? I'm so confused. Then that means technically you should still be camping. Like,
But it was very dirty. In fact, the race car beds like have this like kind of cloth-like material in the middle. And that, oh, I didn't get a chance to wipe it down, just remembered. Was like so, so dirty. I was like, cool, great, thanks. God, I spent money on this to go camping for you to get it dirty. But it was really fun. They had a blast.
well,
Mm.
you're gonna have to assume that if you take something camping, it's gonna get dirty.
I didn't realize like how dirty, like
You're not a
dust
camper.
everywhere. I'm a glamper, I think. Also, like we split up meals, and so like we did, dinner and breakfast, but I didn't realize that that meant that now I'm, because Charlie's a cook, like now I'm chasing two crazy unhinged toddlers who don't have any kind of like containment at all, and that was wild. Really, really wild. I was kind of losing my shit. I was maybe had some mom moments where I was like, "Oh my God, why am I doing this?"
Wow.
Yeah.
Weren't you had friends there? Did they help at all?
Yeah, but they all have kids too.
That's true. That's true. I just figure OJ and Stephanie have older kids, so they kind of like fend for themselves a little.
I mean, it's what a like beautiful turnaround to see, because we went camping with OJ and Steph before we had kids, and I think Kai's other youngest was maybe she was like 3. And so I remember like looking at them, and they were like, like the struggle bus too of camping. And so now like their girls color on their own. They sit and they like are playing with stickers or doing whatever and a doll and on an iPad, like just doing different things. And I'm like, what is that like?
Well, the thing is, you have to remember that quote that's like, they're only this little for so long.
Whatever.
No, I mean, I have to actually give props to Forrest because he's very like, if I set him down with colors, paint, and stuff, he's very much like he can do that, or Play-Doh, because he's the
Hmm.
creator of the two. And
Yeah.
then Wyatt would be the one that's like jetting around that I have to chase. Forrest, I'd be like, you stay here, don't go anywhere. And he'd be like, okay.
His kids were like, they knew that it was like bad to run off, and there was, there's a road nearby. There's a couple different roads. There's like the highway that goes through where people were like, you could see it. It wasn't super close, but like you could see it. And then there was like just the campground like road that people would drive out of, in and out of. And was specifically William would like go ha 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 and look back at me and like run and book it. And I was like, I am done with you. And then Lucas would see it and he thought it was funny, so he would go the other direction.
Well,
Yeah.
you have two Wyatts, so I think that's also where we have to differ. So rest assured, when you come on Friday, that, like I said, me and you are the only ones that are going to have kids. So my two cousins, they will be around, and same with Brittany. We'll all be wrangling up children together. So
I'm
don't
gonna
feel
tell
like
all the adults you're free to pick up a child,
if needed.
stop them, yeah, from self.
Well, no, that's absolutely what my cousins would do in a heartbeat. So
Yeah.
I have full faith. Like they literally are the best with kids, even though they don't have kids now or potentially maybe never. They haven't decided yet. But yeah, they're awesome. So I think you'll have a really good time and realize that you can chill a bit because they will all be around. And we'll do this the typical like sit on the stairs and just kind of like keep them right there, and we'll have a bunch of floaties and stuff. And I have which your kids can use, my kids hate them. I have the arm floaties and I have the chest wraparound floaty that goes in your arms. You
Mhm.
can use it because yeah, I try to have them use them. They're like, get this thing off me. No way.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Sounds good.
I have options. Anywho, well,
Yeah.
let's jump into, I
The
guess this kind of goes into it because what the fuck Trump news, it still
Trump.
is gonna, let's talk about it. I first want to say, first right off the bat, before we get into what's on our thing, um, I'm very disappointed in him, like always, because first off, we had this horrible, horrible flooding news from Texas, and then the whole awful news to follow with the Camp Mystic flooding, that missing girls, many dead, and just amazing people showing up. But what was not showing up? Oh, that's right. The National Guard was not sent to Texas. So our president had the National Guard in LA for you know, basic
Right.
theatrics. Yeah, theatrics
Hmm. I
for
did air
show.
quotes right, by the way.
Yeah, but he didn't send them to Texas where people are literally sacrificing their own lives to save other people. And I'm really disappointed because I know for a damn fact Obama would be there in his little presidential jacket.
Yep.
He'd be there shaking hands, talking in, an auditorium. I was about to say aquarium. I'm like, that's wrong. An auditorium and making announcements, being present, being in there. Oh, no, 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 no. Ted Cruz is on vacation. Freaking JD Vance is golfing. Trump is golfing and then also at the White House, like not caring a single thing. He is not gone. He is just dancing up a storm on his little podium, or not podium, the little patio, but you know what I mean. The overlook thing. I forgot what it's called.
Yes.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
so that just pisses me off. It's like he has no regard for any human life, but then all of these people are showing up left and right to help save, help rescue. Even the freaking Mexican rescue team came to help.
I
And
saw.
let me repeat that. The Mexican rescue team came to help. They were present. They were helping, even through all of this, of all the people getting deported, all the people getting snatched up and kidnapped off the street by ICE. Like, they also came out to be, humans and have empathy for other people.
Hmm.
But no, he had no qualms about saying, you know what, National Guard, you should probably go out there. I think as of right now, the National Guard still has not gone.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised this president isn't doing his job, right? He's doing what he thinks the job is, and it's just not the job.
He thinks he's sitting behind the desk and signing things that are like
Well,
the
yeah,
worst things you can sign.
and defunding so many different programs that so many Americans depend on. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. He doesn't care about anyone but himself. And I don't know if you've seen this, but the I think you have it there about like the cuts have affected the response. You know, that might have prevented this
Mm-hmm.
catastrophe. And I've seen that the rhetoric on the other side is blaming the Biden administration.
Uh-huh.
Of
Oh
course.
no, I've
It's
actually seen in the
delusional.
comments be like the Democrats did this.
Yeah.
Where's your president? Because it's not ours. Where's your president? Oh, that's right. He's sitting up in his little White House,
Hmm.
demolishing things left and right and not going to these. He is actually, it's already been announced. He has not gone to a single thing where all other presidents have, where he has not gone to a single thing of like a natural disasters where people would go to those to show
Hmm.
support. He has not gone to one single. Oh, but he's gone on like, I think as of 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I saw the count was he's already had 41 golf trips
41.
in 6 months.
That's wild. 41 is
But
a lot. That's
but
a
he doesn't
whole
go to
that's that's a month and a half worth of
but he
golfing.
doesn't go to any actual thing of importance, which is
Yeah.
baffling to me. So it was the former NWS director wrote a letter in May warning of needless loss for life. And it was an open letter. Basically, that's the National Weather Service director had said, like, because of all these cuts and everyone being wiped out of the National Weather Service, is that this is legitimately going to be a needless loss or end up as a result of a needless loss of life. And this was in May. So 2 months later, these
Mm,
poor people. It wasn't just the girls from the camp, it was a significant amount of these innocent children.
children.
These,
Yeah.
oh my God, broke my heart. I literally posted all of the ones I saw, and then it just got so depressing. But it legitimately was these innocent children, and then people who were saving the innocent children.
Mm.
There was um I think it was the camp lead or whatever the name of the camp lead is.
Oh
It
yeah.
was he risked his life to save the girls and he died because he was saving the girls.
Mhm.
Um, and it was just a sweet old man. It was the body recovered of Texas camp director who died heroically trying to save kids. And everyone quoted him as a father figure to us. Young brothers legitimately look like as if it was Forrest and Wyatt older because they're like 2 years apart. Young brothers swam for their lives to survive Texas flooding at Camp La Junta, and they said we only had one choice. And these brothers held each other and like to make sure they both got saved.
Oh,
And
geez.
then a dad dies from after almost cutting his arm clean off while trying to save family in Texas flooding.
Oh my
And
God.
his last words was, "I'm not going to make it." Oh, and the big kicker, his sisters Blair and Brooke were found dead with their hands locked together in the floods. It literally like, and those are just some. Those
Mm.
aren't all. Like I had to physically stop looking at them because they were making me so depressed. These poor, beautiful children had to lose their lives because we defunded the National Weather Service.
It's awful.
The
I saw
blood is the blood is on his hands.
totally, totally. I know. Those are so sad. I saw some twin girls too that broke my heart. All of it is just heartbreaking, but I just, imagine like you're just enjoying life. You're trying to enjoy what you can of life, and then that happens. And awful. Awful, awful, awful.
It
Yeah.
literally made my stomach turn like after I was seeing them like one after another, one being announced. I'm like, oh my God, I have to get away from my phone for a sec. Like this is because we've said it many times and we'll continue to say it many times. If you have that instinct in your body, the motherly instinct, the caring for your nephews, your cousins that are younger and all this, and you have your own kids, when you see other children hurt, you see your family in those children's eyes. So
A
of course this
human who like and you have an ounce of empathy. Absolutely, this is gonna break your heart. I can't. I mean, I think if you don't care, you're probably Trump. You're a narcissist and a freaking sociopath. So,
or in the cult and have been fully brainwashed at this point because I saw those pictures coming out of people being all cheerful, um, standing under the alligator island or whatever, alligator Alcatraz sign, going like, heh, pointing up and taking pictures. Like it's a landmark to be excited about. Like people, I felt so bad again going into a child. I felt so fucking terrible because like children are raised and they grow up in the environment and kind of like emulate the environment they were raised in. So I saw a video of two parents taking pictures of each other and then literally grabbing their kid and putting the kid underneath the sign and telling him to smile. So I'm like, so you're going to raise that boy to think like you two pathetic losers that think it's hilarious that people are getting detained to these concentration camps and that are going to flood, that are going to most likely people are going to try to escape and get it be attacked by the wildlife surrounding, because it is in the Everglades.
that's how
But
they're
you're
being like
teaching,
confined too, or how they're going to be taken care of, and if they're going to have due process and all of it. It's a concentration camp. Like
no,
you're
and then they're raising these children to think like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah, it's we have some major issues. Some massive issues over here. Dude,
I
I don't
really am
know.
just like disappointed in a lot of parents that think this is actually appropriate. And I'm just going to outright say that. Like, I am very disappointed in people who are still backing the beliefs that are getting put out there.
Hmm.
Where that you're comfortable taking a picture under a sign that says alligator Alcatraz and putting your kid under it and be like, smile. Like, this isn't funny.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not. And I feel like pictures get out, like, and we're all finally come to the agreement that this was wrong and fucked up part of history or part of like our nation history. Those people are gonna look really fucking bad. I mean, they already look bad, but like, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be well known.
You're going to be like the KKK. People are going to look at you and be like, you were that. You
You're
were
fake.
that. You racist piece of shit.
Hmm. It's gross.
Um, well, what's funny is I guess some of his MAGA followers are turning on him a little bit, very small amount of people, but apparently they're really mad because did you hear, guys? There is no list. There is no Epstein list.
Oh,
Did you hear the news? There is no list. Ghislaine Maxwell is serving 20 years in prison for trafficking underage girls to nobody because the list doesn't exist. Did you hear it? Like, and then I saw a video of someone that apparently was like a big MAGA person being like, he promised that it would get released. And where's the list? We've been waiting this long for the list. It's like, he's on the list, dipshit.
Yeah, he's definitely on that list. It's gross. I mean, I think that we refer to this as Epstein case, and I think so much so that like I was like, wait, what did he do again? And then I'm like, this is the human trafficking of little girls and children.
All underage girls.
Let that sink in again. Because if it's been a while,
Oh.
right? And I think we're like almost like we were talking about Trump, that he's in the files and we know that it's bad, but like call it what it is. That like, and then think about all the creepy ass pictures of his daughter on his lap and him saying weird shit and the reports of what he's done with Miss America and like not with Miss America, but like as a judge.
And it's not just his daughter, it's just random girls that are like the same girl in multiple photos. That's not anybody he knows. He's like holding and embracing, but like there's certain pictures where he's like holding the arms like you cannot leave kind of arm. It is so creepy, but her face is blurred out, thank God. But it says the Epstein case is closed. No client list official report concludes. The Department of Justice, the DOJ, and the FBI have concluded their investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, announcing that there is no evidence of a client list used for blackmail and that Epstein committed suicide in 2019.
Oh,
That's funny. Despite Ghislaine Maxwell's conviction and ongoing imprisonment for related sex trafficking charges, no further charges are expected. Public skepticism remains high due to previous indications of a client list review by officials. The blonde lady, not the one that's at the podium all the time, but the other one, she straight up said that she's seen the list. She's been like on record saying that she's seen the list, but apparently the list doesn't exist. Um, so
everything
yeah.
comes out in the wash. So we just gotta wait for that wash to be done. We're not
Well,
gonna
and
get
did you
it
see
during
that
their
they
presidency.
did you see that they released again that the clip that they released back then when all this was happening, when Jeffrey Epstein was still alive and on trial? Did you see that they released that security footage and then there's like a minute missing? And oh my God, I'm going to include the link to all of this,
Yeah.
but there is a link. They just brought it up again. I think it was today. And he legitimately was asked, like, da, 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 da. Oh, here. So a court reporter, the Trump and the AG Bondi, asked him about missing minute. And he straight up said, are we still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, and we have all of the things.
Oh yeah,
And are
not
people
what about
still
Texas.
talking about this guy, this creep? That's unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time? And do you feel like answering this question? I mean, and he kept starts doing this again. I mean, I can't believe that we're still talking about this and having like literally his hands are not stopping. That's like his tell. That's his lie is instead of blinking numerous times, he does this. And I'm moving my hands back and forth with his little pretend his little baby hands are just going back and forth together. Um, so yeah, Attorney General Pam Bondi addresses the reporter's question about the missing minute in the jailhouse footage released the week from the time of Epstein's death in 2019. The missing footage has fueled speculation that the FBI and the Justice Department have withheld evidence contradicting the conclusion of Epstein dying by suicide.
Insane.
He was deflecting so hard, though. Oh, and all of a sudden now you're talking about Texas? Where the fuck were you 4 days ago, bro?
Yeah. Oh God.
Such a loser. God, you're such a loser. Guilty ass loser.
Yes, I can't wait to see that video. I'm gonna go take a look at it. I've never
It's
heard of it.
okay, so you click that while I go into the good news recipient, but it's the third one down on the what the fuck Trump. It's under this. It says Trump asked about the missing minute. Such a loser. No, and watch the hand things get real fast when he's like deflecting. So diving into the good news we're sipping while Damiana gets to watch that beautiful video. Oh, and then they show that part in the video where it like skips one whole minute. It goes from like 11:58 to 12 o'clock. Like it literally is missing. Um, but definitely want to shout out the Coast Guard swimmer rescued over 165 people in the flood. So Coast Guard swimmer Scott Ruskin, he's being hailed as a hero in response to the devastating flooding of Camp Mystic in Hunt, Texas. He is credited for saving 165 lives and opened up about the experience on July 7th on Good Morning America. So definitely want to shout him out. Um, that is amazing. And it's just the same with, anybody that was basically trying their hardest to help. And I feel like the community even came out and tried anybody that was like
Mm,
felt confident enough to help, had maybe the equipment, the ropes, you know, the, the little thingies with the climbing stuff. All, I'm such a pro at all this. But
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so they like the carabiners.
Hmm.
Um, so if people felt confident enough, they were going out, they were helping. Yeah,
Mm,
and our piece of
yeah.
shit just didn't give two shits. And then the judge, this is good news for us, shitty news for Trump, so go fuck himself again. But the judge blocked Trump from cutting off Planned Parenthood funding.
Mm,
So that happened one day ago. A judge on Monday, oh, yeah, wait, today's Tuesday, so a judge on Monday barred the Trump administration from revoking Medicaid funding for Planned Parenthood, partially freezing the provision of the Big Beautiful Bill Act just days after the President Trump signed it into law. Oh, and let's also we need to remind people. So there's a lot of things happening that
hmm.
aren't going to go into effect until the midterms. So, and then that gives the chance of people blaming the Democrats and blaming all this instead of putting the finger as he did all this.
Mm,
So it purposely doesn't go into effect, I think, until 2027 for some of the things on the big beautiful bill,
yeah.
because that I think is part of the plan is he wants it to be like fingers pointed at other people. It's their problem because people are going to forget because he's going to do so much shit over the next 2 years, a year and a half, that we'll forget, or they idiots will.
Hmm.
We won't. Um, but that we'll forget that he did this.
I
He
think
signed off on this.
I'm hoping, and it seems like he is. He's really pissing off enough people. The primaries are going to be so incredibly important that people get out and vote. Um, and flipping the house, I mean, having the majority is going to, I think, really support us in blocking him from doing stupid shit. I'm hoping that some of the stuff too, like we're seeing here with blocking defunding of Planned Parenthood, that there'll be some other things that'll come up that won't come to fruition because they're either not constitutional or like they really should be up to the state to decide. So there's some glimmer of hope, but I do feel like when you're dealing with someone who literally does not give a shit about laws and he believes that he's above the law, that is where it gets scary. And listen, like I feel like because we're doing what we're doing with this podcast and we're seeing all these like news articles and we're like in it, it sometimes gets hard to see like the hope in it, I guess,
Because we are targeted for a lot
yeah.
of like
Oh,
the
totally.
bad stuff.
Yes, I mean, social media is literally feeding us like the shittiest of the shit, and I don't want to be in an echo chamber. Like, I really want to like make sure like I'm thinking about things mindfully and like using my brain too, because I think all that propaganda, it's on both sides. Um, but and so whenever I talk about, I just want to make it clear, like whenever we're talking about it, like for me, like I don't think that this country is um like is done. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that there's like it's gonna be like finished. I think that there's hope in a lot of people, that a lot of people are good. And we talk about like, folks who still care about other people. And I think as long as there's that, there's hope.
Well, and I
Um,
think that the fact that's why we started including the
yeah.
good news we're sipping. We've started including the like shouting out the people that are helping or like people acts of service or someone is helping someone, or the thank God this judge is sane, and not allowing this crazy nut house to take over fully. I mean, they're doing a damn good job, but like we do want to mix that in because yeah, it could get pretty dark really
Yeah.
easily when you're just constantly fed the dark.
It's hard too because like you have these judges who are blocking some things, but then there's also the Supreme Court who like he mostly appointed, and
Mhm.
they need to do their jobs and not do him any favors or have a spine, a backbone against things and really protect um you know the Constitution, the people. It's so that's kind of like it does get hard. It's like because you see both sides. You see these stories that you're sharing, and then you see like Supreme Court just blah 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 allowed him to do X, Y, and Z, and it's it's like give and take. I
I
don't know.
just put two and two together. If you're watching, my eyes just got
I
bigger than
did.
they
I
already
saw what
are.
happened.
Oh my God. I just saw earlier last week, I think, that one of the January Sixers, the J Sixers, that was part of like the FBI or something, they Trump dubbed him as part of the DOJ. Then what would you say? A week later, the DOJ and the FBI conclude that there is no Epstein list.
Lovely.
Hello? Hello? Oh, and yeah, I actually put that in our story too, or one of our Instagram stories, is that freaking his name is so DJT's DOJ is uh basically Luigi. He's obviously, I think officially he was life in prison, I want to say, for the shooting of the CEO. But
Oh,
the DOJ is now the guy from the J6er is now part of the DOJ.
crazy.
What?
Coincidence?
No, and now a week later. Oh, okay, cool. I we're gonna keep seeing a lot of this where all of a sudden these random ass people, these horrible humans, they are going to be appointed certain things, and then certain things are going to get passed, or certain things are going to be like swept under the rug. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Didn't see that there. Whoops a
Yep.
doozle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And well, should we move on to what we watched?
Yes, but I do want to say, I want to shout out, obviously, I want to pour one out for the Mexican rescue team. Yes, all the amazing people that did help the Coast Guard swimmer, all the people that in the community, all the people that have gone out to help with the flooding.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I saw this video legitimately right before we started recording, but a Frenchman saved six people, and there's a video. And it literally, like, I was holding my breath for portions of this video because you thought like people were going to slide down the roof and like literally fall 6 floors down to their death. This Frenchman risks his life to save six people, including two babies and children and two adults, from a sixth-floor building that was on a sixth-floor apartment that was caught on fire.
That's why.
And you see him like literally just grabbing the baby, putting it to who was inside his apartment,
Mhm.
grabbing the other baby, and then as the kids got bigger, like obviously that was like when people they were like scared that the kid was going to get dropped.
Yeah.
But just going back to there are good people out there. We need not to forget that
Mhm.
because that's amazing. Like people who are just like they were people that were in need of help, and he didn't think twice. He saved six people from a burning building.
Yeah, that's
Freaking
amazing.
nuts.
That's super amazing. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh,
Yeah. So now into what we watched. So starting off, definitely want to say there's going to be a little bit about Love Island here, but I just watched tonight's episode. You're not watching, right? You don't care.
mm-mm.
Okay, cool. So I watched 7, 8, 25, Tuesday's episode. Tomorrow they're off because they always take Wednesdays off. Um, so Taylor and Clark officially closed off, so they became official, but then they were voted on out of there tonight. I'm fine with that. I think
Like
they should.
boring.
There, no, Taylor just he's the one that led Alondria on for like 3 weeks, and then
He's
after being after being in the villa after the girls show up, the new ones, while the other girls go to casa, he like completely flipped to this new girl and like in 3 days was like head over heels for her. So I felt like a lot of the time it was just kind of like shady. I think he was just in it for the game with Alondria, thinking like, well, I have to hook up with someone to stay in the
yeah.
game.
Hmm.
So I'm fine with him going. I kind of wish it was Huda because Huda is so dramatic. She is such a toxic partner. She's constantly fighting with these guys who I feel like are tolerant of who she is, how she is, and all that stuff. But it's like she backs them into a corner where they're finally like, I'm done. I'm done. Because she got into a fight with like one guy over pancakes. And then with this new guy, she fights over pancakes again. You gave her two pancakes and gave me one pancake. What's up with the pancakes? Make your own damn pancakes.
So funny.
um, then she gets into a fight with him, like, because he's like, well, you don't ever like want to kiss me in public. Anytime that I like ask for a kiss, you have to look around to see who's looking first. And I've heard with your last coupling before he was voted off that like you wouldn't have any issue. She's like, well, I'm trying to make it different this time. Like I felt like I was like too hard into it, like right off the bat with him, blah blah blah. So then she of course got all offended because he's like, well, I just feel like I want to be. She's like, well, so do you want me to just like not kiss you ever again? It's like that's not what he's saying. It's just so frustrating because it's like she's not doing herself favors is by continuing. I think like she's just very toxic. But overall, the Amaya Papaya and Brian went to the hideaway, which means they got to get freaky together without, because the way they sleep is like camp style. Not, I mean, it's bad that we're going back to that, but it is like where everyone's in the same room. So if you
Yeah.
want to do like handy stuff or like actually get it on, you have to be real quiet and real slick. Some people aren't that great at that and they've been called out on it. But actually, one of the ones that did, Cierra. Well, Cierra got kicked off because she did a racist slur and people found it.
Oh, I saw you posted. So what was it?
She said an Asian slur that starts with an C and ends with a Y. She's like, if I don't get Botox, my eyes look a little.
Oh no.
You put it in like, and it literally is like in text. So it's not like she could have like, oh, it's not what I said. No, it's literally in text.
Face looks horrified. I'm horrified that someone would say,
Yeah. And you know what's sick is aside from obviously that racial slur that she had no problem using on and posting online, um, a Trump lover that I know and I'm an acquaintance with on social media, she just started watching Love Island. So she's like, I'm so confused. Why was the girl like completely gone and like no one talked about it? And I was like, oh, that's what they did last time with Yulisa too. Yulisa left after 3 episodes because she was the one that used the N word with the hard R multiple times on a podcast and
what?
had no problem using it. So she was, but they don't announce it or have a conversation about it, and people act as if the person never existed.
Oh my God.
So they just like swoop them out, and then all of a sudden, the narrator, who's really funny, and he always like he's an
Yeah, he
Irish
is very
guy,
funny.
so funny. He with Ulisa goes, well, Ulisa's gone anyway, and then goes like into the next thing. Well, with Cierra,
Mhm.
all he said was like, it was before the first commercial break, you can see that everyone was there and you could see that she was like in the background of shots. But if there was any portion to cut in where she was talking, completely edited out. So she wasn't even featured really, except for like you can see her like in the background. And then all of a sudden they came back from a commercial break saying Cierra had to leave for personal reasons. So leaving Nick single. And they were the ones that were closed off first.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then he's like all depressed. And then, no joke, 3 minutes later, he looks all happy go lucky with like a laundry again.
Then, do you know where
So,
she was from, Ciara?
no, I haven't really like looked into the inner workings. During the show, I don't want to like look on their social media because they have like their friends and family and stuff handling it. But this one's tricky because the going back to the acquaintance she was like, I'm just so confused. I was like, oh, well, she was asked to be, had to get it taken off because she said a racist slur. She said, oh my God, she just said C blank Y. God, since when are people so freaking sensitive? People need to seriously grow up. And I'm like, well, she's like, oh, I bet it's just a bunch of white liberal women. And I'm like, you're talking to a white liberal woman. She goes, I bet it's a bunch of white liberal women that are just overly sensitive. It's not even the people who are actually that race. And I was like, and I literally, and she didn't say anything back. I said, well, actually, I listened to a podcast and one of the hosts is Asian and she's voiced that she was offended. She didn't respond. um, because I was like, no, it's actually not just a bunch of white, late liberal women. I
Listen,
was like, oh, God,
I
no.
think that like, we were just talking about like the like echo chamber and the extremists, right? There's extremist liberals and there's extremist conservatives. And I think that some of the things on the liberal side do have kind of landed us in some of this like vibes, of like,
Well,
look,
no, where no, like the word liberal is actually a slur. And it's like, it's not though.
no, like I'm saying like someone got offended about something that probably was like maybe not that crazy. You know what I mean? I think this in this situation, that's unacceptable and you shouldn't say that word. I don't want to give an example because I don't want to also be in hot water, but there are some things on the liberal side, and I am liberal, that I'm like, really? You know what I mean? Like, can we not? Because actually, I'm offended that you're going to change that because yeah, I won't even say. We'll talk off camera.
I
But
was gonna say, can we come back to this and you not forget? Write it down because I want to
I
know what you're
will. I
talking
will.
about.
You know what I mean? Like, but now I just feel like the other side, the conservatives and radical conservatives are like, it's liberals. Whoa, you can't blame us for everything, guys. Like, stop, okay?
Well, it's just like the people in the comments being like, this is Democrats' fault. It's like,
Yeah,
how does this even make sense?
you can't blame us for everything.
So,
Okay? Someone saying that slur word, that's on them, and they shouldn't say it. I
and if they feel comfortable enough to say it, like she's not 16. It's not like they brought something up from 10 years ago. She's a 16-year-old idiot. Her frontal lobe isn't even developed, and she said it then one time 10 years ago. No, 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 no. She said this like last year.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Nope, I'm sorry. She'd be gone now.
So, um, there is actually, so it's called Represent Asian Project. They
Mhm.
actually did a post about casual racism is still racism.
Yes.
Because it's like they're quoted on the graphic, they quote literally everybody said that or has said that before. That's casual
Oh.
racism. That's not excusable. It's never just a word. And so I also saw, because I saw this article, I saw the clip from the Snarkbait podcast that I listened to when one of the hosts is white and one is of Asian descent.
Mhm.
She voiced very much apparent. She's like, this is actually offensive to me because growing up, I was called this. And
Oh,
it is not just like a fleeting thing. It's like calling a black person the N-word. It's like,
yeah.
it's not just like a, don't be, it's not that big a deal. Like, it's actually a pretty big deal. God damn you.
Yeah, it's gross. Why? For what? Why are you dehumanizing someone? And maybe like in Love Island, like she's not saying it to dehumanize someone and she's not mature enough to understand that her words affect people, but like somewhere, like you're saying, someone has used that word to dehumanize another human. And so you saying it and comparing it to your stupid eyes, like gross. So yeah, I just don't think that these people like are thinking like that those words hurt. And just the same as like a white person doesn't want to be called a cracker. Like or
I should probably call her that if she wants to just lump all the
this
white
is
women liberals.
yeah, it's not nice either, right? It's like the reverse of it. Like we're all humans, we all, have this like insecurities about ourselves. And so why don't we just treat each other like humans? How about that? Like I treat you
I know
good,
it just It just seems so hard for some people.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's
Anyway,
bad.
sorry, we're like so political today. I love it.
Well, I mean, aren't we always?
Yeah, we kind of
I feel
are.
like no, I actually was thinking about this and I think I talked to you about it. I have gone for years concealing my beliefs and not wanting to get involved and not wanting to talk about politics because I don't want to ruffle people's feathers. That was also because I was surrounded by a lot of Republicans that have very conservative views and also very intense views. And I just need to say, like, it's kind of nice to be able to get my feelings off my chest. Sure, I probably have lost
Mm.
family members that I am not aware of that don't like me anymore because I'm a damn white liberal woman. Goddamn it. Like, so I don't know. I just think, yeah, I don't know how she comes back from this in the public, but yeah, she's off the show. So she's gone, but I think like overall the top couples for me is Amaya for sure. And then if you Google Amaya Papaya, her song she sings goes across the top of Google now. So if you just Google Amaya Papaya, literally it's the little song she sings when she gets ready. She's like, I'm not perfect, but I'm nice. And then like she's just so funny. But I want her to win. And then I think after her would be Iris and Pepe. But we'll see. And then I watched
The bear?
an another episode or two. I can't remember. I watched The Bear. I
Yeah.
haven't finished it yet. Have you finished it?
No, I haven't watched it since last week. Um,
Okay.
it's kind of like one of those shows where I'm like, I have to be in the right mood because it's
Yes.
slow and sometimes you're like, like, is this gonna be sad? I don't really want to like maybe
I don't want to get in that mood.
yeah, yeah. It's
Okay,
not
so we're on the
captivating
same.
me. Yeah, like I felt like the first season, you know what I mean? Where it was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna binge all of this. So understandable. I
Mm,
guess we're on the same page.
yeah, so maybe we'll watch another episode or two by next week. Maybe not. Who knows? What I did watch, speaking of if you're not in the mood, you have to watch something that you like. So I comfort show rewatched and I'm currently in just started season 2 of 90210, the remake from 2008 on Amazon Prime.
Mm.
If you liked the original 90210, the 2008 version still has like the old players. They come in, they're in the first season and they kind of like taper away. Um, but the first season is very heavy of like the old cast of 90210, but it's so good. Like it's cheesy as hell, I want to say in the third season onwards. It's like, oh my God, this is so bad. But it's one of those ones where it's like you can put it on, walk away, do a couple things, come back, and you're fine.
Okay. I might give
Yeah.
it
So
a minute
I
to
would recommend it. I think if you like the original 90210, I think you'd like it.
I remember watching like kind of watching it, but really I was like so young and it was like at a neighbor's house. So I never really saw
Oh,
really.
that was like, so I watched 90210, Melrose Place, and then I'd watch Mom and Family and go to bed. I was allowed to watch things I definitely should not have watched when I was a child, but whatever.
Hilarious. What else did
Um, the last thing that is on my plate, hate watching it just like that. The new episode I think comes out day after tomorrow.
mm-hmm.
Um, so there's a rumor that people are really, and I'm kind of now leaning into that rumor is season 3 was written by AI. And why they're saying this is because they must have not inputted all of the previous episodes in there for AI to get familiarized with the episodes because a character's dad died twice.
What?
So
They do this?
in season 1, one of her friends, she talks about how her dad died. She's like, "Oh my God, I felt the same way when my dad died last year." Da, da, da. And then they put a clip.
Mm-hmm.
The current season, season 3, she has a whole scene where she's breaking down because her dad's died. Her dad died twice. So now everyone's like, wait a second. She already talked about how her dad died like the year prior in season 1. And now they're gaslighting to the fullest extent. Like this is the exact example of a good example for that. Because the people are saying, oh no, no. in the first season, she was talking about her stepdad. But then other people are like, you're an idiot because they talk about how her parents have been together forever. She doesn't have a stepdad.
This is hilarious.
So, yeah, don't let AI write your show if you don't give it all the bright prompts, guys.
Yeah, you have to be careful with AI. You have to actually like pay attention.
No, we call it in with work because we do it for our film agenda content plans, and then as humans we go in and we flesh it out
Yeah.
more, but we
Mhm.
get the baseline. And then for captions of posts, we get the base and then we add in like the more human areas, of the
Mhm.
captions. We always say trust but verify.
Yeah.
And this is a way that an actual writer should have been able to review it and be like, wait, it's giving her a
Mhm.
storyline that her dad died, but the dad died over 2 seasons ago.
They should be writing it and utilizing
Yes.
to refine it, if anything. Like,
Who
be
is the writer, allegedly? It's like Chat Geppetto. And just like that season three writer. Oh, there's apparently, oh, well, y'all aren't doing your jobs. There's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven writers, including obviously Michael Patrick King, who is the creator.
maybe it's just too many.
Y'all are just putting all those shit into ChatGPT and just giving it all the trust because yeah, that's not good. Like when it's like, wait, you missed an entire storyline that already happened and you're making it happen again. Um, I can't post the video, but I'll see if I can find the TikTok because it was like somebody screenshotting a TikTok and posting it in a story. So it's not like I can link it,
Mhm.
but if I can, I'll link it because they literally showed season one, season three.
That is too good. Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, so I'll try to find it while you talk about Gilded Age, which I was actually very tempted to start watching, but I was like, I feel like I can't just watch like one episode here, one episode there, right? It's like a little
No.
bit of a binger.
Um, I mean, I just mean like you can't watch it out of order, but you could
Oh,
watch.
no, 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 no. I mean, like, is it a binger or is it like I can watch like an episode, maybe two the next day?
Yeah, I think both would work. You could watch like how, at your own speed. I personally love to binge it. But I mean, it comes out once a week, like the newer episodes are once a week, so you kind of are forced if you're watching it live to not binge. Um, but no, I love it. It's you know, wonderful and adorable. And I just got my mom, I was talking to my mom. Actually, she's watching Buccaneers too. She's catching up pretty quickly. And then I was
Okay,
like,
I that is available. I don't have to get an Apple TV subscription. Apparently, you can watch off the
oh,
full thing on Amazon Prime.
oh, perfect. Yeah,
Mhm.
watch it. Let me know what you think. I've been really enjoying that. That's also being released once
Episodically, weekly.
on Wednesdays. They might
Well,
put
how many seasons are they in again? Because obviously, I'd have to catch up.
her on the second season and they're
Oh,
early.
okay.
So you have plenty of time, and that is definitely binge worthy as well.
I'm trying to find this TikTok. I hate when it automatically plays music. Sorry.
Um,
Continue.
no, but like without giving anything away for Gilded Age, I would say there's a lot of like different stories that are happening with different characters, but the like um I would say like the main family that they follow, the mom is trying to like sell her daughter to a duke for marriage, and it's just like it has very weird vibes and kind of sad, but also like do it, do it.
Oh, so you're actually cheering on the cell of a human?
Yeah. Well, like for marriage, potentially.
Oh, speaking of, didn't you see that apparently Trump wants to be like, hey guys, it's fine if you have some immigrants still staying here so they can do like the work and stuff. Oh, you mean slaves?
Yeah, his buddies in farming, agriculture industry, I think got in his ear. That was a very weird, yeah, you're right. We didn't talk about that, but that was a really weird comment, though that's slavery.
We can keep
Um,
some just to do all the hard jobs.
yeah. But
By the way, I did find it and I just posted it on our story, so you
good.
can watch it after.
Anyways, that's kind of it for me. I've just been watching Buccaneers and The Gilded Age. I'm a little old lady over here and trying to finish Curb. I'm like at the end of the final season. Or maybe I just started. I've started the final season, so I'm getting closer. I'm only like 5 years late.
Well, trust. I'm actually one of the other ones was not the Curb Your Enthusiasm. You just said that. The other one, Parks and Rec.
Hmm.
Um, so I was just reminded that I got into Parks and Rec for maybe like 5 episodes, and then I completely forgot it existed in human life. Um, and so a friend of mine, he sent me a reel that was talking about like the why the real Parks and Rec compared to the show. It's like, oh, apparently Parks and Rec isn't too far off from the real thing. And I was like, oh, that reminds me. I think I only watched 5 episodes of the first season. So
Yeah,
I need to get into that show.
I've only seen a couple episodes of Parks and Rec too, but listening to The Good Hang kind of makes me want to watch it. Um, yeah, great podcast. But yeah,
By the way, I did put I did put the one that shows season one, the dad died, and then season three, the dad died again. I put that in our TV highlights, so definitely tap on through the TV highlights if you're listening to this, and it's obviously after Wednesday. I keep forgetting what day it is. After Wednesday when it probably expires on our story. So yeah, it's in the TV highlights if you want to watch it because AI is taking over writing, but they're not that great at it still. So
mm,
just letting
mm.
you know.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
Yeah. I'll see you on Friday. Well, TBD if I'll see Charlie. He better come. Charles. All right. Well, have a good one, and we'll talk to you normal time, normal weekend next week.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.